Hello again, something slightly different this week. I haven't really done a lot of the E30 because I'm busy with work. So I thought I'll get a hydraulic handbrake for the E36 compact. So OBP. This is the second one I bought. The first one was off eBay, £24, never turned up. Wasted loads of time waiting for it. So this one was more expensive. It's 110, I think, from Demon Tweaks. But it's got, at least it's, I mean, I've not heard of OBP, but at least it's brave enough to put its name onto the master cylinder, whereas the other ones were unbranded, so they could have been any make and rubbish. And this is a 0.625, the size of the cylinder, whereas the other ones were 0.7. And I have fitted loads of these hydraulic handbrakes to different cars over the years. And 0.7 is you have to really pull that lever to get the backs to lock up. Really have to pull it. So the smaller you go, the more you can lock the back up, but the more the lever will move. So 0.625 seems to work quite well. All depends on the piston size on the calipers as well. The bigger the piston on the caliper, the more easier you'll be able to lock it up as well. Yeah, so I've made this plate. That's 3mm steel. I've just bent it in the vise, not the vise, the press. I've made a little V thing to press it. I've done it so it's slightly over square because it's going to get bolted to the side of the gearbox tunnel through the carpet. It's my car. I love this car. I've had it for years and years. I don't want to start cutting carpet and chopping the gearbox gaiter or plastic shroud or anything like that out. So I want to bolt it onto the tunnel on the passenger side, and then when I'm not using it, I might even be able to just take the handle off so it's not going to stick up and be in the way. You won't notice it so much. I've got a couple of auto tests coming up, and I've got a new navigator, so it'll be great for her to sit with me and we can get to learn to communicate with each other. It's all experience in the car together. So, right, so next job, put it in the car. That's ideal. I've got 4 holes in the carpet, which if I took it off you wouldn't even notice. Easy to get to, much easier than this. This is so far back. Very difficult. Yeah, I'm very pleased I can get that easy enough. Yeah, perfect. It's not going to obstruct the passenger in any way. Seat can't go much further forward. Might get a bit of wear on the seat, but I think they're not mint. So for what I need, I think that's pretty perfect. All right, it's my box of bits. This is my copper nickel 3/8 brake pipe. I've just put a flare at the end. It is the actual convex end. This is the one that's going to go into the master cylinder. That's just what I had hanging about, just to see if it was convex or concave the end of the pipe needs to be, and to try out and see, just check that fits into the master cylinder. That was off an E30, but I'm sure the compact will be the same. That is my brake flaring tool, which is quite handy. It's a lot easier when it's on the vise, excuse me. So I've just been going through my bits and pieces. This is an old master cylinder. So I've just found some adapters that fit into them. One's 7/16 UNF. Oh, I can't remember what the other one is. It's all on the internet. This has got an adapter on it. The adapter came with the cylinder. So I'm going to come from the master cylinder. There's 2 pipes that run out of the master cylinder. One's got V and one's got H on it. And one is German for front and one's German for rear. I can't remember which one's which, but it's easy enough to find out. So this is going to go into the rear outlet of the master cylinder, come through the bulkhead up into the front of the the back of the master cylinder, and then I'm going to get a pipe coming out the front of the master cylinder, put a hole through the floor, run it under the car into a T. So the pipe will come in and then it will come out either side and connect to the two pipes that are running to the rear brakes at the back. Now this compact has got ABS, which is disconnected. It doesn't work. I've had it taken out the ECU. I'm not a fan. The new ABS is good, but I don't like the old stuff. So I'm not sure if I can just take the rear connector out of the master cylinder and put that directly to the handbrake and rear brakes, or if I have to bypass the ABS for the front brakes as well, which if I do, it's not a problem. So I've ordered new pipe. It's £8 for 25 foot, so it's very cheap, and these ends are cheap as well. So I've got so many, I just buy them every now and then. I think they're about £5 for a packet of them. And I also collect stuff when I've stripping a car. It's always handy to get graded lines and what have you. So yeah, need to start putting this through the bulkhead, cutting it and then flaring it and getting it into here and out. I'm not actually going to cut into the main brake pipe until everything's ready to go, because I don't want it to start filling up with fluid and it just makes a mess everywhere. Just a couple of mistakes I made in that. There is only one pipe that goes from the back, the master cylinder to the back of the car. It splits into two when it gets under the back seat. So there's only one joint you have to make coming out of the hydraulic handbrake cylinder. And I used a compression fitting on that rather than trying to make a flare under the car on the original steel pipe, because it is quite tough stuff to flare. Also, the E30 and the E36 master cylinders have different fittings. So the one I used, which I've matched up with the E30 master cylinder, didn't work on the E36 one. I had to cut the actual fitting off the pipe and put it onto the new pipe, and that worked there. But yeah, apart from that, everything else seems to be quite accurate. Right, this is all plumbed in now. So the inlet pipe runs under the console, under there, pops out underneath, and there was already a hole in the bulkhead which had some cables coming through it, so I just pushed it through there. And the exit, sorry, that's the wrong way around, that's the inlet, this is the exit, that goes down. You can just see where you can't see there. See if we can see better this way. I can't really see what I'm filming, but yeah, where I just drilled a hole through the gearbox tunnel, popped it down, and there's about 200, no, it's probably about 600 mil of copper pipe that runs further back, and there was only one brake pipe to connect to. I didn't have to split it into a T. It was very simple to do. I don't know what you'd do if your ABS was working, because I don't think it would interfere with the ABS. I don't know. I've never tried it with a car with a working ABS. I'm not an ABS fan. But that's it, yeah. And it's nice and firm. I've used it. The discs were quite rusty on the back. It had like strips of clean disc on it, but a lot of it was very dirty. But the more I've used it, the better it's got. So it will, from 40 miles an hour, you can lock the wheels up. So you have to pull it, but it does seem to be getting better the more I use it. This is a 0.625, a 0.7. I think you'd have to really pull to get it to work. So there's always the option of putting, I could always replace the rear pads. They've been on it for a long time. No idea what they're like. Right, hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.